Good evening, my dear guests. Welcome back to the shadowy realms of the unknown, where nightmares whisper and the unseen lurks. I am Professor Shadow, your guide through the corridors of the chilling and the macabre. As the moon rises high and the night deepens, we gather once again in our sanctuary of suspense. Tonight, we delve into a tapestry woven with your curiosities, your fears, and the mysteries you've dared to question. Many of you, brave souls that you are, have sent inquiries, seeking answers that lie beyond the veil of the ordinary. In this special episode, I'll be addressing these questions, revealing secrets that may best be left in the shadows. So, my friends, draw closer to the flickering light, steady your hearts, and let us embark on this journey of discovery. Remember, in the world of Professor Shadow, expect the unexpected, and fear is a constant companion. Let's begin with our first eerie inquiry.
I'm a huge fan of your channel, Professor Shadow. I've always wondered, when you're not crafting spine-tingling stories, what do you enjoy doing in your free time? Do you have any hobbies or interests outside of the horror genre?
As Professor Shadow, the brain and face behind the Professor Shadow YouTube channel, known for its captivating, scary horror story videos, I appreciate your curiosity about my life outside the realm of the eerie and the macabre. When I step away from the world of crafting spine-tingling stories, my passion turns towards the disciplined and dynamic world of martial arts. For over 50 years, this has been a significant part of my life. It's not just a hobby, it's a way of life that keeps me grounded and physically robust, allowing me to stand strong against the very horrors I narrate in my videos. I hold a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a martial art known for its effectiveness and depth. This aspect of my life is so integral that it actually contributes to the title Professor in my channel's name. It represents not just my role as a storyteller and educator in the horror genre, but also my status and expertise in the martial arts community. This dual meaning of Professor is something I cherish deeply, as it encompasses both my love for horror storytelling and my dedication to the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Training in martial arts, especially Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, requires discipline, strategy, and a continuous learning mindset, qualities that I believe also enhance my approach to storytelling. Just as I maneuver through opponents in martial arts, I navigate through the twists and turns of horror narratives, always looking to surprise, engage, and challenge my audience. So, while I'm known for sending shivers down your spine with my horror stories, in my personal time, I am immersed in the world of martial arts, constantly training and refining my skills. It's this balance of mind and body, of fear and strength, that defines who I am as Professor Shadow.
Hey, Professor Shadow, we're super intrigued by your eerie and captivating stories. Can you share with us where you're originally from? Does your hometown have any spooky legends or ghost stories that inspired you to start this channel?
Your voice adds so much depth to the stories you tell. Can you tell us more about your background? Where are you from, and how did you develop such a captivating storytelling style?
Thank you for your kind words about my voice adding depth to the stories on the Professor Shadow channel. I'm glad you find them captivating. To answer your question, I was born in London, England. Growing up, I spent a considerable amount of time around the Whitechapel area, which, as many of you might know, was infamously known as Jack the Ripper's stomping ground. The rich history and lingering mystery of Whitechapel, with its dark alleys and Victorian lore, played a significant role in nurturing my fascination for horror. The unsolved mysteries and chilling tales from that area really set a place for horror in my mind. It was as if the shadows of the past were always whispering stories, waiting to be told. This exposure to a world filled with historical horror and mystery naturally led me to develop a storytelling style that I hope brings these dark tales to life in a unique and engaging way. Additionally, my English accent seems to add an extra layer of charm, or should I say, eeriness, to horror readings. There's something about the rhythmic cadence and the crisp enunciation of the British accent that seems to resonate well with the genre of horror. It's almost as if each word carries with it a weight of history and a touch of the macabre, perfect for the tales I love to tell. So, in a way, my background and upbringing in the heart of London, immersed in its rich and sometimes sinister history, have been instrumental in shaping my approach to storytelling. It's a pleasure to share these stories with you all, and I hope they continue to haunt and intrigue you in the best way possible. So,
what are your top 3 favourite horror stories or movies, and why do they stand out to you, Professor Shadow?
Greetings from the shadowy depths of horror lore, my dear viewers. As Professor Shadow, the brain and face behind the chilling tales on our YouTube channel, I'm thrilled to share with you my top 3 favourite horror stories and movies that have haunted my nights and fueled my dark fascination. Night of the Demon, 1957. This film holds a special place in my eerie heart. I remember vividly the first time it graced the screen in a horror double bill. It wasn't just a movie. It was an experience that captivated me entirely. The true mastery of Night of the Demon lies in its ability to terrify, not through explicit gore or bloodshed, but through its atmospheric tension and psychological horror. The use of lighting is nothing short of brilliant, casting shadows that play tricks on your mind, making you see horrors that may or may not be lurking in the dark. The storytelling is superb, weaving a tale that grips you tightly and doesn't let go. It's the kind of horror that creeps into your psyche, haunting you long after the credits have rolled. Dracula, 1931. The classic Dracula, starring the legendary Bela Lugosi. As a young boy, I was utterly mesmerized watching this masterpiece on a Super 8mm projector. The whirring noise of the cinecamera, the dark room illuminated only by the flickering images on the screen, created an ambience that was both thrilling and terrifying. Lugosi's portrayal of Dracula is iconic, bringing a sense of sophistication and menacing charm to the character. The way he delivered his lines, the eerie pauses, and that penetrating stare, Lugosi embodied the vampire count like no other. This movie is a timeless piece of cinematic horror history, and its impact on the genre is undeniable. Hammer House of Horror, 1980. Every week, as a young boy, I eagerly anticipated the next episode of this series. The Hammer House of Horror was a treasure trove of chilling tales, each episode offering a unique story with a twist of horror. What made this series so captivating was its ability to consistently deliver a diverse range of stories, each steeped in suspense, mystery, and the macabre. The series had a way of playing with your expectations, often leading you down a seemingly predictable path, only to shock you with an unexpected turn. The storytelling was masterful, and the performances were always top-notch, making each episode a memorable foray into the world of horror. These films and series are not just my favourites. They are pillars of the horror genre, each contributing in their own unique way to the art of storytelling and the craft of fear. They remind us that true horror lies not just in what we see, but in what lurks in the shadows of our imagination. Until next time, stay in the shadows, my friends.